This is the Frank and Friends Show. Hi there, I'm Frank Murphy.
And I'm Jere the Brave.
My wife, Jere. My long-suffering wife, Jere?
Yes, because I put up with him.
Well, first of all, happy Flag Day.
Happy Flag Day. You beat me. Darn it, I wanted to get that in before you.
Snuck that in right before, because that's a
Which
game.
means happy anniversary.
It does. It means happy anniversary in our world, so I had to sneak that one in right away.
But it is Flag Day.
And it is our wedding anniversary, so we'll explain all of that. But we do thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and smashing that button for notifications. On YouTube, we are thankful that you do that. For those of you, like our friend Bean, who listens on the podcast app, Jere's here, Bean.
I'm here.
You know
I
Jere.
exist.
He knows you.
I know.
He was the DJ at our wedding, believe me.
was.
He knows you, and he knows that today.
Many years ago that we won't mention the number.
Yeah, today is in fact our wedding anniversary on Flag Day, which I thought at the time was super clever because it's already on the calendar. You know how
Yes.
there's no excuse for
He
forgetting
said we
it.
have to get married on a holiday,
But a minor holiday, not a big holiday. You don't want to get married on like 4th of July.
or Christmas.
Right. So we picked a Flag Day, just right, just medium.
Yes.
Worked
And
out
I
well.
was like, Flag Day, when is that? And he knew
Of course I knew.
because he's Frank.
June 14th, which might be offensive now
Yes.
to Bean that he lives in England, He might be offended by all
that's
that talk
true. When
of
is Flag Day in England?
Betsy Ross and the American Revolution.
Yes. It's still red, white, and blue, though, right?
Yes. We also ask you desperately to please, so listen on all the
Or
audio.
maybe they say blue, white, and red. I don't know.
They say God save the Queen until she
Yes.
dies, and then it's God save the King.
Yes.
So they'll have to change it.
I think God save the Queen.
So if you're listening like Bean does on any of the audio podcast apps, Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart, Audible, Amazon, all the things.
All of them.
We also ask that you support us with our merchandise. I've bought most of the stuff, or Jere really technically has paid for most of the stuff for the podcast because she supports me in these endeavors. She's got a paying job, and so
You have a paying job. It's just not paying as well at this moment.
Well, but I got a promotion, but no raise.
That's right.
And we'll talk about the
was
merchandise when you go to frankandfriendsshow.com/Frank store. frankandfriendsshow.com/store.
I have to open it all the way to get to Friends. See,
Yeah.
You see Friends now?
Well, we
There we
folded
go.
it. I try to keep it folded nicely. So
Okay.
you've got the whole bit
Yes,
here.
you
That's our
do.
beach towel, which is one of my favorite pieces
Very
of merchandise.
soft.
I think the coffee mugs also look pretty good. Is it
Yes.
soft?
It is very soft.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get my bronzer on it.
I know you don't.
So
I put setting spray on my face.
So let's. I wish I had thought of that.
You should have thought of that.
Where
But
do
it
you
wouldn't
get Where do
come
you
up
get
on-
setting spray?
At any place that sells makeup?
Well, I needed makeup, and I had a coupon from Amazon for $10 off over $10 off a purchase over $20. I think it was, if I had it delivered to an Amazon drop spot.
Oh, okay.
So-
like Whole Foods.
Yeah, like Whole Foods or
Whole
Dr. Al-Hazari's.
Oh, would that work?
But they had limited hours or
Postal
something.
Annex?
Postal Annex Plus.
Yes.
So I thought about sending it there, but that was not lit up. I couldn't. I couldn't choose that one for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because I tried to. I bought some new air filters for your new HVAC system.
Ooh, have we talked about that on
Not
the show?
yet, no.
Oh.
But I said I'll have those delivered, and they said nope, because they're expensive. They're more than $20. I said have those delivered to wherever, to Whole Foods, so I can get the coupon. And they're like, no, they're too large. You can't. They won't fit in the box.
Oh, it goes in a box at Whole Foods?
Yeah, like a locker. So then I had to pick something. So I thought I still wanted to use the coupon before it expired. So I thought, well, what else do I need? Oh, I need makeup. And was not expensive enough because I buy the cheapo makeup.
So you had to get two.
But then I saved $10.
Oh,
So I feel like I saved $5 per makeup. Anyway, that's where I'm at
except
with
for the
that.
gas to get over to Whole Foods,
Well, I didn't.
which in today's prices.
All right, so I didn't make a special trip to Whole
Just
Foods. I
teasing.
went. I mean, no, you've got a good point.
No, I know. But
Normally, I wouldn't.
Whole Foods is not that far away from our house.
But normally, I wouldn't.
It's on my
bother.
way to work.
I did it on the way home from the chiropractor,
Oh, okay.
so it made sense.
So you were well adjusted when you went.
See, you know what? You wonder, how does a guy like me stay married for as long as we've been married? You've got to find someone who'll just put up with you.
Or pick on you.
Yeah, someone who can tolerate. if she can take me at my worst, which is basically all the time, then
He takes me at my worst, too.
then that's it. That's the secret
Yes,
right
that
there
is
to a
the
long and
secret.
happy marriage.
And
Plus,
communication.
what?
Yeah. One-sided anyway.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna out you on communication.
Okay, he's going to out me on communication on something I probably didn't tell him.
Well, you know what it was. We were talking on the phone with our daughter last night.
I did tell him when I got back here.
You gave
I didn't
me.
tell him when I was up there, but I did tell him.
We have exciting times with the boys. The grandsons are visiting.
The grandchildren. We have exciting time for the grandchildren.
All right. Well, two of the grandsons, as I now refer to them as the co-conspirators, are
They are.
visiting.
They really do.
This week. You've been gone forever. I mean,
I went up because our daughter was having a baby.
so you were gone
help
for
her.
3 solid weeks.
Yes, I was.
And in the course of that, we can get into that a little bit in a minute, what happened while you were gone and how all the stupid things that I do. But, so you come
Many
back,
things happened
you come back with 2 of the boys, the
did.
co-conspirators.
to help out Mom.
And they've
so that
been
she
here
can-
for a week.
Continue to heal.
And my basic job is, throw them in the pool, help them get to become better swimmers,
And they're doing amazing. Well.
just do all the things, and
Yes.
they're actually, they've been pretty good. I'm trying to do the radio show, which I think I got a promotion, but not a raise.
Yes.
I do the radio show
mentioned that.
from here. I got I got moved to afternoons on 104.9 Lake FM. So the other
Woohoo!
because the other guy quit. The guy who was doing afternoons quit, and they're like, "Well, Frank, I guess
Going to take the bell away from me.
you need to do afternoons now," and I'm excited about it. Actually,
Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
So, but they've been very good. They'll sit there with Indian. What do you call it? Cross-legged. What do they call it nowadays?
Crisscross applesauce.
That's what they do. They
Yes.
That can't be what I used to call it when I was a kid. That would be horrible. So it's crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, we used to say cross-leg.
Okay, well they sit there, and let me do a couple of radio segments, and then they get bored, and then they make noise. But so they've been here for 2
Yes.
weeks. Then now we're at the end of that 1 week rather, and now we're about to launch. I think by the time we get to our next episode, and Frady is here, I think we'll be under siege with Artie Rocket.
Yes. We're going to trade out these 2, the co-conspirators, for Artie Rocket.
Which
Of the Rocket Brothers. The other 2 are Rocket Brothers as well.
yeah, they're all Rocket Brothers, but
Yes.
and they've all been on the show at various times.
They like being Rocket Brothers.
If you watch closely all the Seymour Smokies videos from last summer,
Yes.
they all turn up
Go
at some
back.
point.
Check them out. They're really good.
So that's where we're at. You're back. It's our wedding anniversary, and before we get too deep into the show, which is pretty deep already, I want to we want to give each other some kind of wedding anniversary gift.
Yes. So Frank texted me today saying, "Hey, here's an idea. We're going to Aldi today. I saw this on the Best Buys at Aldi.
The Deal Guy. It's
The
called.
Deal Guy."
He's not sponsored by Aldi, but he makes these videos, and he's kind of a character. And for some reason, I've gotten swept up watching his monthly Aldi videos.
He's become one of those old gentlemen that watches QVC and buys everything.
You mean me?
Yes. He's like, "Oh,
I thought you were talking about the Deal Guy.
No, you. You have become the old gentleman who sits and watches, except you're looking online instead of looking on the TV and watching QVC or HSN or whatever it is.
I think my mother watched Chop NBC, if you want to get technical about it.
Yes. Well, like back when your mother
Oh, my mother.
used to she used to watch these shows, and she'd call Frank and she'd say, "Hey, do you need a
Go ahead.
countertop ice maker?"
Go ahead and do the impression while you're at it. Hello, Frank.
Hello, Frank. Do you need a countertop ice maker? Oh, I'm doing the wrong accent
She would
now.
say- she
I'm
would
doing
say-
Cockney, for heaven's sake.
She would say, I'm for
can do it better.
your birthday or for your wedding anniversary, I want to send you a countertop ice maker. Do you like ice, Frank?" And I said, "No, actually, Mom, I don't need."
He doesn't like ice. He likes to drink his water
I think she
room
was.
temperature.
I think she was mad. I think she was offended that I
I'm
did
sorry,
not
Mom.
want a machine on the counter that would just be constantly making ice.
Yes, I like ice.
Because what I've discovered,
I didn't want that either.
after she passed, you know.
We have a crowded counter enough.
But, you know, after we passed after she passed and we're cleaning out
Yes.
the house, I realized that she actually had 2 of them.
One was yours, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would think that was yours. The other one might have been hers, or maybe your sister who didn't want it.
Well, but I mean, my mom had a vacation house, so she had one at each house. So,
Oh, okay.
you know, so that's still, I guess technically it's okay.
Okay.
So maybe she would have bought more.
But she did like ice a lot, so.
Oh, she loved to chew on ice. The doctor said I got to stop chewing on ice, Frank. Crunch,
Because it's
crunch,
not good
crunch.
for my teeth.
But then she couldn't stop.
But she couldn't stop.
So,
Anyway, so Frank
I watched
saw
the
this.
Deal Guy. I bought a pole. I don't think I've told you. I bought a pole saw.
You did tell me that
I
on
haven't
the phone.
used it yet,
Communication worked that time.
but I intend fully to go out and pole saw some stuff before we go to visit Megan, which is the communication part.
Yes. So while we were up there,
While you were up there, I was
while
down
I was
here
up there, and he was here dealing
with no air conditioning.
With no air conditioning, and luckily had the air conditioner installed before I got home. I do feel privileged that way. Unlike poor Kathryn, who
Had to sweat
was
it
here.
out.
Yes, you just had to have a hot lady on your show one day, right? So, I know, yeah. Sorry, Kathryn.
Yeah. Well, she'll find that funny. So you're up.
She is pretty hot.
You're up with Megan and the family.
Yes.
And you're making all these plans about
and
when we're going to switch out
the boys.
the co-conspirators for Artie.
And then when we'll take Artie back up there, and I had planned on us both taking Artie back up there together, and I know I had talked about this.
But there were multiple choices.
However, originally we were going to travel up on a Sunday and then come back on a Monday after you did your radio show.
All right.
But something came up. Our son-in-law had...
We don't have to get into every detail of it, but he's got travel plans.
He's got to travel for 2 days that week.
So the part that I remembered was the least likely scenario, where we meet up with the son-in-law, like in North Carolina, hand off Artie, and be done. I thought, that sounds pretty good to me.
Except it's still a more than 8-hour drive for us to take him there and come home.
Yeah, but it's a 16-hour, 20-hour drive to go all the way up to where they live and back.
But we also have the ability, the opportunity to help our daughter again, since he will be out of town those 2 days.
The son-in-law.
If we go up and help her out with 5 kids. And she's still healing from her surgery.
So the weird part is that she and Megan have all this worked out. Megan calls in to spring this on me and tell me...
Well, the problem... Can I just say, the one problem that I made, that I created... Sorry, I touched the microphone. The one problem that I created is that I mentioned it to the other grandmother. And she is the normal daycare person for them. And she saw the opportunity to go out of town for the week and see her father up in New York. Which I understand.
Of course you understand.
I totally understand.
Our parents are dead.
She deserves a vacation.
If they were alive, we'd go see them. I get it.
She deserves a vacation. So I still wanted to go and help.
I know. All right. So all of this is kind of worked out.
So last night on the phone is when he kind of realized, oh, wait, that's the plan we're going with?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So I resigned myself and basically said to my daughter, well, whatever Mom wants to do is what we're doing anyway. I don't really have any point. And meanwhile, they come up with this plan.
I almost decided I'd go alone again.
They come up with this plan, knowing that I don't want to impose on your relatives, your sisters who live an hour away, or use the house of your sister who's going to be out of town. And I feel really weird about going and using someone their house when they're not home.
Right, and they don't have a double bed.
So I'm all of this.
We have to sleep in 2 different beds.
All of this is too much for me. I can't handle all of this. So then, between Megan and her husband and you on the phone, you all make this decision that what if we just get a cheap hotel for the old man?
And he's like happy now. That makes him happy.
You know why I'm happy? It's going to be much more comfortable for me. It's got 6.5 stars out of 10. So how bad? It's a kind of passing grade.
It's okay. It's not expensive.
And we can stay in this cheap hotel because it's close to Megan's house. I don't mind staying in this cheapo hotel that's got 6.5 out of 10 stars.
Because we're not going to be there most of the day.
And free breakfast.
And free breakfast.
And I
free
actually,
Wi-Fi.
you get up and leave the room. And I'm telling Megan, I said, I know this sounds crazy, but I can get more comedy material out of a 6.5-star hotel than I can out of staying at the relative's house, which is off limits.
Or even with Megan.
You can't
Although
make
there's
fun.
a lot of comedy to have.
I can't make fun of the relatives. So you get up and you come out, you leave the room for a minute, and Megan says to me on the phone, "Where'd Mom go?" And you have already booked. You sneak into this room.
Well, no, I didn't sneak. I said I need a credit card.
You snuck in.
I stood up and said I need a credit card.
No one heard you.
I went in the other room.
No one heard you. Doesn't count. You snuck into this room.
I'm sorry. That does not work with my grandchildren, and it's not going to work with you either.
You snuck into this room, and by the time I finally found you, you're like, "Oh, it's already booked. I did. It's done. It's over. We're locked into the cheapo hotel in Northern Virginia with the 6.5-star rating."
Which our son-in-law found the deal for us, and was disappointed because he wanted to get the points for the
for hotels.com.
I wasn't going to mention the app.
All right,
I was just going to say for the app.
for cheapo cheapo hotels.
Yes.
It's like Airbnb, but worse.
Okay.
All right, the Middleburg Barn. I think
Barn.
The Middleburg Barn at Fox Chase
With
Farm.
our friend Maureen. A lovely Maureen.
Is the sponsor of this episode. Highly rated on Wedding Wire, a Couples Choice Award winner, 40 miles west of Washington, D.C. on Route 50, and about a 25-minute drive from Dulles Airport. It is absolutely lovely there in the horse country, the hunt country of Northern Virginia. And the Gucci Barn, the rustic luxury, a huge space, an event space that you would rent out for up to 400 people, really.
Wow.
Or you could do fewer. They can arrange the doors and whatever to make it appropriate for
quaint.
100 people, 400 people, whatever, big, small. You can throw open the doors and use the outside and see the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yeah.
Or you can keep everybody inside with the ultraviolet. Blu-ray, what is it? Ultraviolet something.
I don't know what that is.
I'll tell you in a second. Ultraviolet disinfectant light in the HVAC.
Oh, yes.
I almost bought that for our new HVAC, but it would be another $700 for our house. But anyway, we'll get to that another story. But they've got that at the barn. They've got the Swarovski crystal chandeliers.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It's all decked out. And as you know, we were there when they were building the barn.
Yes.
It was only about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it pops up in my memories of us visiting Fox Chase Farm and taking a picture of the barn construction because they built it without nails.
Oh.
They used the old style, the ancient time-tested methods of barn building.
Tongue and groove.
I think it's called mortise and tenon, but it's the same thing, same concept of tongue. Of they fit together like.
Yeah, our old dressers were tongue and groove. I remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, so Maureen did a fine job. Call her at 540-687-5255 or get it online at themiddleburgbarn.com for weddings, corporate events, fundraisers, private parties, all the things.
Yes.
It's not really a B&B. There is a place on property where you could stay if you're renting out.
They often let the bride stay there or something like that.
I mean, they use it like a bride's room.
Bride's room.
But there is a cottage on site, a guest cottage.
Yes.
All right, the Middleburg Barn. So, it's our wedding anniversary.
It is.
We started to tell the story about how I said we should get our wedding anniversary present, anniversary gift.
Yes.
And I texted you something from the deal guy. It was actually a screenshot of his latest YouTube video.
Yes.
And the reply I get from her is...
Seriously?
Yeah. Or, are you serious?
Are you serious?
And I'm reading it like, you think I'm crazy. And I thought,
I just thought... Happy anniversary. But in light of recent events.
Well, we have done pretty well about trying to get our lives in order.
Yes.
I mean, really, since my mother passed away.
Yes, we got a will.
That's right. We finally got our will and our medical directives done. Because when my mother was in hospice, we realized, we should have that.
We should really have that.
Because she had her affairs in order. My mother was very good. And we thought we realized how we weren't. So we went ahead and did that. And now we have this will. We, a few years ago, how many years ago was that when we went
2016.
How do you even know what I'm going to say?
When we went to Ireland.
We got passports.
We got passports because that was the first time I had a passport.
So now those are laying around the house somewhere. I've got mine in my nightstand drawer. And
Mine's upstairs in my dresser.
we have, birth certificates, baptismal certificates. We have paperwork.
Our wedding certificate.
We have stuff. And the deal guy, he buys he shows a fire safe that he says I can't believe this, and he puts passports in it. I thought I should have that.
So happy anniversary to us.
Oh, you've got it right here.
I do. Can you lift it?
Not with one hand, I can't.
Not with one hand. Here, I'll look bad. You stay forward, dear. You look good.
Neither of us want to turn around and sure.
It's waterproof too.
Oh, it's heavy.
It is heavy. I know. That's why it was hard to lift out of the bag.
All right. Well,
Okay, let me make myself look pretty again.
All right. So anyway,
Better?
this was on the deal guy. Should we unbox it like on a show?
Sure.
Or is that
Oh,
going
I
to be too
didn't bring in
complicated?
scissors.
Well, maybe don't bother.
Well, let me see.
It's going to be too much
cut my
trouble.
fingernails.
No, it's stop.
Oh, I got it.
All right.
I got it.
This is like an unbox. Now it's turned into an unboxing show. It's like last week, Frady wanted to do
I feel so excited.
a murder
Oh, look at
podcast.
that. It has a handle.
Did you see that show where Frady wanted to turn it into a murder
I'll
podcast?
hold it. You drop the box. Oh my goodness. That thing is heavy.
Well, it's supposed to keep our last will and testament. I have a question. If we die in a fire clutching this, how are they going to get our last will out of it? Let's say you find us dead, hugging this, and the good stuff is in it.
Well, hopefully the keys will be on us.
Oh, all right.
And they can go click, 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 and pop.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I guess all right. Well, Can you open it now? Okay.
Ooh. Oh,
sorry.
I don't know if it'll hold all of our.
Well, it doesn't.
All of our will and everything.
How big is it?
I mean, you'll have to fold it in thirds.
Yeah, all right.
It's a big legal size paper.
Okay,
right now.
so it's all right. It's a copy anyway. I mean, the original is on file at Anna
But
Kinney's
this will
office.
be perfect for the passports and our birth certificates and such.
All right.
Nice.
Well, happy anniversary.
So should we say why we think it's a good thing to have?
I did mention a couple of reasons. Number one.
I said recent events.
Number one recent event is we discovered that for 20 years in this house, we've been living above a fire hazard right outside this door. I think I mentioned this on the show with Frady when the HVAC people come they find the
circuit breaker
the reason the air conditioning wasn't working was this emergency cutoff valve or emergency cutoff switch. And the guy says to me, "Oh yeah, it's not. Looks like it needs to be done something to it, but I'm not going to touch it because they took it off the market in the 80s."
Wow.
35 plus years ago, they took this off the market because it's a fire hazard, and this house thankfully didn't burn down.
Right.
So that was on my brain that we should have, I don't know. Of course, we've had it fixed, so we've removed that fire hazard.
Yes. And then we brought some co-conspirators to our house, and
within the first 3 hours of them being here.
Yeah, they decided
to take your bracelet.
Take my bracelet and try and hide it behind a nightlight that was plugged in.
So we smell burning plastic. First of all,
I didn't smell anything. I was making dinner.
They're making noise.
But I heard them making noise, like blah blah blah, but not. That's not. Not unusual for them to make noise.
So
and yell at each other.
I go over there. And there's an outlet on the stairs that is now just a white outlet, painted, white plastic outlet that is now just black with soot.
Yeah.
And your bracelet has melted in half.
It's broken in half.
One little piece of the metal has fallen into the carpet and melted into the carpet. And
I cut it out.
I'm asking what...
It was a reminder every time they came downstairs.
And we missed all of this because it just happened so fast, and they're shocked, of course. They didn't get shocked.
They didn't get shocked, thank goodness.
Which is a miracle. But they were surprised,
They were very surprised.
which we have been able to
we
use
were
that.
very angry, and they got very scared.
We've been able to use that against them all week, by the way, so it has a silver lining. But, I mean...
And they are sweet boys, but they
But to hide
made,
metal
made
behind-
a poor choice.
Oh, my gosh.
They made a poor
choice. So we're very lucky that cheapo nightlight that I got from some TV show, Fringe,
Absorbed most of the...
it just burned out quick.
Yeah.
It just, and I said, were there flames? Yes, Grandpa. And the more I ask, the worse it gets, you know. So that was a miracle. And they were not even 3 hours after you arrived home.
Yeah.
It was in the
first 3 hours.
So now we have a fire safe.
So, but
Happy anniversary.
they haven't tried anything ridiculous like that since.
No, they've been
They've been pretty good.
behaved.
They've been pretty darn good.
Megan's gonna be so mad that we told that story.
She is. Don't let her know. Don't let her watch this show.
But we had a good day. On Wednesday, we took them to the museum.
Oh, the Children's Museum.
The Children's
was
Museum
so much fun.
of Oak Ridge, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It was wonderful. We went, Frank had a ticket for it, so we went.
And Jackie Burkeen was singing.
Yes, with Maestro Selesky.
She's an opera singer who does a lot of in-school and community appearances.
The Opera 101 type shows.
Right, so they were doing, here's a song from a movie that you would know. Here's a song from a Disney,
some of the Disney things.
Movie that we would know. And he takes you through, say, this is what musical theater is. You know these cartoons.
Including opera.
And he takes you right into
it's really good.
The Juliet song from Romeo and Juliet, which is beautiful, and blah, blah, blah. So we got to see them perform, and then we walk around the Children's Museum of Oak Ridge, which is so delightful.
Yeah.
The kids can just touch anything, and that's...
And they love to touch everything.
You don't have to yell at them. You know, that's what the whole point is.
There was very little yelling.
It's nice. You're just like, we just sit there and like, whatever.
Go. Oh, look, it's a little farmer's market. Oh, go play with all the fruit.
Go touch all that.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Here's some hand sanitizer at the end.
But then they were hungry, and it's time to go to lunch. So we're driving home from Oak Ridge, and it occurs to us that we know the people.
We were going to go to Big Ed's Pizza, but they didn't open till 4.
So then as we're driving out to Solway, it occurs to us that we know the family, or you know the family.
Yeah, that owns, or
D&B hot dogs and ice cream. Who is that? Bruce
Flumberg.
And his wife? Do you know her name?
I can't remember.
Well, I'm Facebook friends with them. I should
could
just
look it up.
But they're both nice, but they weren't there that day anyway. They had the regular staff working. I'll look up Flomberg real quick and tell
you. So we ordered our...
Gina,
yes, Gina.
Bruce
Flomberg.
and Gina Flomberg.
Yes, thank you, Frank.
But Gina's not in the business. Bruce is the B, and some friend of his named D.
Oh, okay.
The two dudes, they were stay-at-home dads, it said on the wall.
Yeah.
And now they opened this hot dog shop.
Now he's a realtor.
Well, this hot dog, but they've got the best hot dogs in
they're really good.
all of Tennessee.
Buns, they're so good.
And they sell Bluebell ice cream.
Yes, also delicious.
So we're sitting there with the boys, and I had the standard, like a New York type dog, spicy brown mustard and sauerkraut. And you
I had a chili dog.
And the boys had just plain...
Basic.
With
just ketchup.
But they ate them all. And
if they ate it all, we said they could have an ice cream.
And meanwhile, there's a grown man. He's in the background of some of your pictures. Did you see him?
No, I didn't notice.
Yeah, there's this grown man,
okay.
and there's 3 people at the next table.
Anyway, so he's eating this great big cone
enormous
of
strawberry
ice cream, and it looks so good. And he's really enjoying it.
I mean, he
and
took
the
a
boys
huge
are
bite
almost
out of it.
they've got their hot dogs in midair, just watching this gentleman eat his ice cream like, I want that.
So they finished their hot dogs. Everything was going swimmingly that day, and we go up to order ice cream.
Yeah, they went over and picked out what they wanted,
which they picked like this blue and
it was like cotton candy.
It was like blue and pink ice cream.
Yeah, blue and pink.
They loved it.
They loved it. Anyway, so then we went to the counter to order it.
Plus, they had the Bluebell salted caramel, which I've not been able to find in stores.
You got a free pint once.
I gave blood, and the medic, they gave out pints of Bluebell. Give a pint, get a pint.
Got the sea salt caramel. Oh, so
and it was the best.
But you can't find it in the stores.
I looked. Well,
but now we know where to go to get it.
At D&B's, they had the 3-gallon tub of it, and the lady would give him...
So we decided to split a bowl of that.
Yes.
So I go up to the counter to order it, and she said, don't worry, it's taken care of. I was like, oh, you didn't have to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's weird.
And she said, oh, no, ma'am, it wasn't me. Someone else took care of it.
Someone else bought our ice cream for us. And we're looking around.
That wasn't cheap, I got to tell you.
And we're looking around trying to figure out who could it be. But they're about to close. We're at the end of the lunch rush, and they close for a couple of hours before dinner.
Right.
And there's hardly anybody there.
Right.
The guy with the strawberry cone, he and the other 2 women
They've left.
They're gone. The other lady who reminded me a little bit.
But he was the only one that we thought, maybe it was him.
But thank you, sir.
Thank you, whoever it was.
For the ice cream.
But the woman behind the counter was also very good to us. We ordered the double scoop of the sea salt caramel.
And 2 spoons. We were going to just share, right? Each kick once.
It was definitely 3 scoops. It was huge.
It was like a
pint of ice cream.
She overdid it. She overserved us.
And
it was so good.
And then both of the boys got little sticker pages. Both of the boys got little coloring pages. I mean, she treated us like royalty.
Now,
it was really nice.
I had such a good time that I don't know if you're available next week, but when Artie Rocket is in town.
Yes.
I said
he doesn't really eat hot dogs, though.
But they have an Elvis.
Oh, that's right.
They have an Elvis and
and
an extra deluxe Elvis.
Yes.
And so the Elvis is they take a hot dog.
No hot dog.
No, they put a banana in there instead of a hot dog. Then they put
the peanut
butter on top. And then they drizzle marshmallow sauce on top.
And then the loaded one also has chocolate sauce and caramel sauce.
Yeah, he probably won't want that. He'll probably
just want the marshmallow.
And so will I. So we might have to.
He'll be in heaven.
So there you go. That was.
You'll get a little bit of protein, right?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, maybe they can sprinkle some of the nuts on top.
There you go. I think it said that. I think it said it comes with nuts too.
The deluxe does.
Oh, the deluxe.
Yeah,
the loaded.
So anyway, I'll have to take a picture when Artie and I go and get our banana dogs.
Anyway.
All right. Well, that's a show. I mean, we can talk about how.
We didn't get to our second honeymoon.
Oh, go ahead. Today's our wedding anniversary.
On our 10th anniversary, we decided to go to Hawaii. Since we were already living in LA at the time, we thought, cheap. We'll go to Hawaii.
Well, I found an unusually cheap deal where we didn't go on a regular airline. We bought some unused seats on a charter that some other group had chartered a flight to Hawaii, and we were able to buy some of the unused seats at the back of the plane at a dirt cheap rate.
Okay.
And do you remember that?
I did not remember that.
Yeah. So
I remember us having to wait a long time.
Yeah.
And because of that, they gave us a van to get around town while we waited on the way back or something like that.
Yes, that's right. That's all that happened.
Yeah.
Well, and then we tell my family.
I got angry.
We tell my family that we're going to go to Hawaii for our 10th wedding anniversary.
And we thought maybe his sister, Frank's sister, could come and babysit the kids in California while we were in Hawaii.
Well, that was the plan.
That was the plan.
And we even thought maybe she'd come to Hawaii and she could just babysit the kids while, we had our second honeymoon,
And I believe your mother offered us.
My mother had, at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., at a silent auction, purchased a few nights' stay at a condo resort on the island of Molokai. Now, we weren't planning on going to the island of Molokai, which was originally the leper colony founded by, Father Damien, who's now Saint Damien.
I think they were already living there. He went to help them.
Well, all right. So he died of leprosy. He went and served them. He got leprosy. He died. He gave his life to help the people of Molokai.
Yes.
And he's revered there, obviously. And he built churches. He's the saint of Molokai.
Yes.
Well, my mother has this condo resort and says maybe we could use it. So we make all these plans. I find the charter to Cheapo Air. We're going to stay now in this cheapo, be a nice
place on Molokai.
Nice resort, but relatively inexpensive because it's going to be free for at least a few of the nights.
Right.
Well, then my mother says, on second thought, she's going to go with us because she wants to go to Molokai. And now, then her mother, my grandmother, says, oh, I'd like to go to Molokai. My sister and her husband say, well, we'll also go to
We'll
Molokai.
go too, and we can babysit the kids while you guys go out and do something for your
we'll
anniversary.
bring my sister's husband, so my brother-in-law, his mother also decides to come.
Yes.
So now it's Frank and Jere and our 2 kids, Megan and Frank Jr.
Yes.
My mother, her mother, my sister, her husband, his mother, and the one person who didn't go
Was the sister who was going to babysit them in California.
she said, that's too many people. I'm not going. But having all of those people there turned out to be nice because we all got to take turns and do things.
Yeah.
You know, my sister and her husband went over to Maui for a day. On a different day, you and I went over to Maui for a day.
Where you got seasick on the way over.
The last time I got seasick was on this boat from Molokai to Maui. It was a
Yeah.
rough sea. It was a rough sea.
Yeah.
But, and we also had a great time with our kids. We've got these great pictures.
We did. Oh, we have some wonderful pictures. And it was beautiful.
Taking our kids to the beach and just
And
having
we went to the macadamia nut farm.
Tootie Purdy's Macadamia Nut Farm.
Yes.
This is a long time ago. I remember all the details, because it was such an amazing
It
trip.
was a really good trip.
And
To go back.
while we were out gallivanting,
Yeah.
my grandmother generally just relaxed around the condo and found a place where we'd
Reading
like
her newspaper. And,
picking a restaurant where we were going to go to dinner that night, maybe,
yeah, over at the resort. Yeah.
or watching the news a little bit at night.
Mm-hmm.
And she discovers that the hand, the severed hand, which they do with, I guess, saints. They take a body part, they cut them off the dead body, and they make a relic out of it. The
Right.
relic of Saint Damien, or was not yet a saint, is a hand, and it's going to be visible on display at some of the Catholic churches on Honolulu.
Throughout Hawaii.
Grandma says, well, I want to see the hand before we leave. So I'm trying to track down where's the hand. And we discover that, it's probably in Honolulu at that day, on the day we're leaving. And
Because of the flight mess up, they gave us a van to borrow that would barely fit us all in it
like
with all of our luggage.
it was like a 10-passenger van,
So where do we go, of course? Hilo Hattie's.
which is a big tourist trap retail store where you buy Hawaiian shirts and macadamia nuts and all these different things. So you and the family, all of you, I guess,
Oh, we
because
had a great
however many
time in
people
there.
it was, so it's the 3 of them,
The 8 of us.
but except for me.
You're 9.
I stayed in the parking garage with the van, or actually with the payphone. There's no cell phones. There's no internet. So I have a
Right.
payphone and the yellow pages and a handful of quarters that my grandma has given me. And I start calling anything that starts with Our Lady of, Saint this or that, holy whatever. I'm going
Right.
through the phone book. I'm just calling all the saints, holies, and Our Ladies.
All the
And
churches.
I get somebody who says, oh, the hand. We had the hand here for a couple of days, but then we took it off display and we sent it on to St. So-and-so's. Oh, we had the hand here, and then we sent it on to Our Lady of this. Oh, we sent it to Holy that. So I've called multiple churches, probably 4 or 5, and I'm like, get warmer.
And I'm like totally clueless in
they're
the store.
inside
I'm just
shopping.
enjoying and not realizing, these churches are going to answer their phone. But, back before internet, they had to.
Right, because people are going to call on Sundays asking what time is Mass. So someone's
Right.
there to tell them what time is Mass.
Right.
And they're telling me, yes, we had the hand, and then we sent it to this church. So then I call that church. Oh, we also had the hand, and we sent it to that church.
So by the time he
fifth call,
figured it out.
which is ironic because 5 fingers on a hand.
Yes. But anyway, so we're all inside buying our things. We're at the checkout, and he comes running in and say, come on, we got to go,
I found the hand.
I got the hand.
So we get in the car and we go to the main cathedral on Honolulu, or in
Yes.
Honolulu, on Oahu, whatever. And we managed to get there between masses.
Yeah.
There was
Amazing.
which worked out, and get Grandma in there, and we're gonna see the hand. They got it on this over in the side altar, and we go there, and it's just a box.
It's a box. You can't actually see the hand.
It's a box.
They say the hand's in it.
but
you
I
can't
wanted to
it.
see the hand.
You wanted to see the hand.
It was just a. It looked like a.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, except it was just a. They called it a coffin, but it was just a cube.
Yeah. It was
And
a
I mean,
little disappointing.
I wanted, like, on the Addams Family, I wanted the box to open up. And I wanted to see the hand. mail's in. Thank you, thing. You know, I mean.
But Gigi was happy.
She saw the hit.
You made Gigi happy. I think that's why you were her favorite all those years. Sorry, should I not have said that?
Gigi had
everybody felt like I'm her favorite. She made that way about
every
her.
one of her grandchildren feel like they were the favorite. There's no question about it. She knew everybody's birthday. She never she sent a card with a.
She made me feel like an actual granddaughter instead of just a granddaughter.
You got a check in the amount of your age plus 1 for good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every year.
She was amazing.
Every year. God bless her.
Amazing.
Anyway, I miss her. She died in June. I remember being thankful that she didn't die on my birthday.
Right.
Like that. Judy Garland.
Oh!
No, Grandma died like on June 25th.
That's next week's show.
Or something, didn't she? Anyway, I remember thinking, we knew she was in hospice, and I'm thinking, oh, please, Grandma, don't die on my birthday. And she held out for like 2-3 more days.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the show. Please do buy some of our merchandise, like the beach towel, like the sign. I don't know why you'd want the sign, but the mugs, the pint glasses.
Subscribe.
Also, you get this online at frankandfriendsshow.com/store for all of the merchandise. Do like, share, and subscribe, and smash the button for notifications.
Oh, he picked it up so fast it didn't even sound like a bell.
Right here.
All right.
I just don't want you to wake the co-conspirators. They went to bed. All right, so there.
Once they're really asleep, they're never They're not waking up till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then talking really loud.
So like and share and subscribe on YouTube. If you also enjoy audio entertainment like this, go to audibletrial.com/frankandfriendsshow and use that website, that URL that you see on the screen, and that helps us out. You can get a free 30-day membership, a premium membership, free for 30 days in Audible to try
Plus you get to keep your first download, right?
With premium, you get credits for MP3 downloads.
Oh.
You know, you could, there's one level where you just listen on a stream while you're a member. It's like Netflix, I guess. You know, as long as you're a member, you can watch or listen, whatever. But with premium, you have these credits for MP3 downloads that you keep forever.
Okay.
And that happens to you during that first 30-day trial. So pick the longest one you can find, download the MP3, listen to it at your leisure, and then keep on with Audible and enjoy all.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's not a book, is it?
Oh, it's only books?
Oh, it's audio. It's things. It's
okay.
It's
well, I
audio.
guess I was thinking music too. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Because that song's 6 minutes?
Yes, because it's a long song. Okay, never mind. Can you get like the whole series of Outlander? Because I would like to read that. You know, in the 30 days.
Why don't you look it up?
I'll have to look
how fast
that up.
can you listen to it?
I know. He's always telling me that. Look it up.
You can turn
You
up.
don't have to know anything. You just have to know how to look it up. That's his phrase.
Look at it at double speed. Listen to it at double speed so you make sure you get through it faster. Okay?
So I think this show has proven that I'm actually as difficult as you are sometimes.
For this long car ride, I have a feeling we're going to be listening to Outlander the whole way.
Oh, no, because kids will be in the car. We can't do that.
Is it bad?
Oh, there's some pretty racy stuff in there.
I don't even know what it is. On the way home, when we're coming back home
by
ourselves, you can listen to whatever you want to listen
to.
All right, I'll make you that deal. Instead of making you listening to me on the radio. That's the show. That's a show and a half right there. Thanks so much for everything. And happy anniversary, darling.
Happy anniversary.
I appreciate you. Happy Flag Day. I got you again.
Happy Flag Day. Darn it, you did it again.
I know.
I'll get him on the, in the morning.
You'll get him. All right. Fantastic. Frady will be here for the next couple of shows, and then she's taken off for, she had a new job too.
I know. An additional job, not just a new job.
A different job. Another hustle, another side hustle. So we're going to have a lot of
busy.
I think we're going to have a lot of guest co-hosts.
Okay.
That we got to work out. So.
Well, thank you for letting me join you today.
I'm delighted.
I am too.
All right. Well,
I do like spending time with you.
I know we haven't seen each other for 3 weeks. We've talked more in this episode than we have in real life
That's probably true.
over the past 3 weeks.
Okay.
That's it. The end.
You probably won't like my whispering. Every once in a while I whisper.
Stop. Just stop.
Okay, we'll never end.
Stop second
Like
guessing.
say goodbye to Bedford a bit.
Stop second guessing everything. It's fine. The show can just be over.